What's going on, everybody? Fighters Dream Gaming up in here. I'm your host, Dre. So I wanted to actually do this video to kind of touch on the state of what Street Fighter is really looking at, and also talk about the April update a little bit. There's been a lot of changes that's happened ever since the game first came out, and honestly, it's been a lot of positive changes that have happened. Yeah, there's been a little bit of information that hasn't been told to us, but it is becoming a more apparent of everything that's gonna happen with the game in the future. Now, I understand, and a lot of people know this, that Street Fighter came out with lukewarm reception. A lot of people didn't really like the game, mainly due to the fact that it didn't have enough modes. Now, of course, you get those trolls who immediately say, oh, the game was terrible, it's not that good, it's just bad. And in all honesty, you know they're lying, because the gameplay is phenomenal. It's just it didn't have enough modes. Now, Street Fighter and the community is starting to address these issues by putting in a lot more into the game. So we can talk about, obviously, the March update that happened at the end of the month that included characters such as Alex and also the challenge modes. Yeah, the challenge modes were disappointing to me when I actually released the video that I talked about it. They were disappointing mainly due to the fact that I didn't really want to see a trial system back in the game, as I stated before. I wanted to see something along the lines of what Street Fighter Third Strike had when it was re-released on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. It actually had the modes that allowed you to really hone your skills, not by learning combos, but by challenging you to see what you actually know. And I think that's a lot better when it comes to replay value. Yeah, it's cool to have trials in there, but if you added that extra touch in there to add in that mode I was just specifically talking about, now we're talking about some good modes, good level of gameplay, and a lot of replay value outside of just ranked and casual, and of course your battle lounge. Yes, we had survival mode initially at the beginning of the game, and that was a great mode to have, but at the same time, a lot of people weren't too happy and thrilled about how you have to go through all these modes just to get colors. And I can understand that, because I'm not the best at this game. I can play and I can do well. Yes, I can do combos and the specials and all that good stuff, and it looks fantastic when you're watching at a distance, but no, I'm not the best player. And I have problems doing survival modes also. I probably get to where most people get also. So it was a little bit of a trick, and I won't say a trick, but it was a nice way to lure people in to want to buy the colors later on or use your fight money to get that. Now, at the same time, I do feel like using the fight money is kind of pointless, because why would you waste all your fight money on colors when you know characters are coming out? Maybe there's a character that you don't really care about, then fine, go for it. But for some of the characters that we know have been released, like I do like Guile. I have a whole review on him, and if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link below, and I'll put it in the description. And I talk about how I did like the character, but how he wasn't anything special outside of what we are used to from Guile. I did think that was a bit of a disappointment, but I'm not going to go too far into that because I do have a video for it. Now, we did get a couple of new features in there outside of course, the March update that happened. We started receiving things more on the store side. We had a chance to see what it looked like. We also had a chance to kind of gauge what the price points would be for a lot of things. Now, a lot of us kind of figured that characters would probably be 100,000. That still seems like the likely choice. They haven't really said anything to my knowledge that I'm aware of yet, but we know that's probably going to be what it is. It makes sense. You have the stages at 70,000. Why not make that 100,000? It just makes sense. Add it up a little bit more. Me, I don't mind too much with this price, but I can see where this can become a problem from some other casual players who play the game, you know, from time to time. Yeah, you're never gonna really get these characters because you don't have the time, or you're just not in to it that much. Yes, you love the game, but you're just not there, you know. The whole FGC, obviously, fighting game community, it's a whole, you know, big bunch of us who just like to play these games heavily. Some of us don't need to. Some of us just, you know, play because it's for fun. Some of us play it, obviously, to do tournaments, things of that nature. I kind of fit in the middle. I don't do any tournaments, though. There's a little bit of a different story there. I do love the actual FGC, and I'm glad of, you know, that I can put videos out, and hopefully, you know, we can move on from there. But at the same time, I do feel that if you're not really into it, like I just stated just a second ago, you're really going to have a long time getting these things. So it's a mixed feeling. I don't know if they should change that or just keep it. Now, the April patch also came out with the stages, like I was stating before, about 70,000, But that wasn't the big thing outside of the stage and the character. It was one of the biggest problems that should have been in the game to begin with, which was rage quitters. Rage quitters have finally got a penalty against them. Makes me happy to know, makes a lot of others happy too, because you know, it's the worst feeling when you know you're beating someone badly and then they just can't take it and they just quit. I have plenty of videos that's happened to me, so I understand the feeling completely. But honestly, all in all, I do feel like Street Fighter's coming together well. It's going to take a little bit more time, but I feel we'll get there. We're coming along a couple more months, and I think this is going to be a game to be reckoned with for everybody, so all consumers can enjoy it. So guys, if you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.